So I'm going live because it's one of my channel goals for the week. There's always 3 goals, and I wanted to achieve this goal. I wanted to put a picture up about manifestation. I don't know if I have one readily available. So I'm not gonna stay live long. I hope to just stay long enough to achieve my weekly goal. But I made some images the other day about manifestation. Now, the name of my Instagram is Write the Vision Boards. And that comes out of the Bible. Write the vision, make it plain. But besides it coming from the Bible, vision boarding itself is a way to show collages or organized thoughts about a raise, a new job, a new car, a new house, achieving your dreams. Now, some say as Christians, do you believe in manifestation, or do you believe in blessings or something else? I say manifestation, or the law of manifestation, is pretty simple. And I've always found, like, even with science, I didn't really go evolution level. I went adaptation, because I could understand adaptation from a biblical standpoint. But I didn't have a problem with science or anything. I just found that adaptation was simple, and that makes sense that creatures move to different regions to survive, or we naturally adapt to our environment. So with the law of manifestation, I found that it's simple and it makes sense. It's just talking about manifesting your dreams. So I wanted to talk about manifestation in a simple, straightforward way. I wanted to play a few moments of the song Tomorrow by the Winans, because manifesting isn't about just today, it's about tomorrow. It's about where you want to be in the next 5-10 years. You can even do short-term goals or long-term goals. But with this image here, I like how it shows a long-term goal for me. And why I said long is because I don't know when I could do something like this, but it would be out of my comfort zone. But it would be fun to do offline, or something like with my family. It would be something I could do myself. And that makes me feel really good, because I feel a lot of my activities are, if it's not work, church, or everyday activities, you have to go to the doctor and stuff, you gotta go to the store. I don't do much outside of writing and reading. I love to write and read, and I kind of felt like manifestation images, these ones were strong for me. So in the bottom image, this is a picture of roses around a journal with lip prints, and that came off Pinterest. But what was interesting is you can ask ChatGPT to manifest an item for you. So you can say, ChatGPT, based on your information on me, can you create me a t-shirt? And it did. And so I'm going to show that next, but this image really resonates with me because I am a love poet, but that's the genre I really write about the most, is love. But love comes in many different ways. This having kiss marks reminds me of like a romantic love, and I have a love for words. I have a love for reading and writing. So it really represented that well. And it seems to be on a nice white linen spread or cottony material with roses. So one of my favorite flowers is roses. The other one is sunflowers. The other two images are interesting. So I created them as well with ChatGPT because, of course, I haven't gotten this far in my writing career. One day I hope to get to that point, but I haven't done all that yet. I'm still really growing as a writer. But it says, meet the author, get your book signed today. And I like it's in Barnes & Noble because I do have product on their online store. But I never really got to the place where I did an actual event in person, except for stuff at school or church. So I haven't done my own book signing or interview or anything like that. Or I've got a lot of people to purchase my book, but to get to that place where I do an event would be a long-term goal. And on the top image, it's an up close view, so you can see where it says, what is the book about? Poetry, faith, love, and healing. Words are very good at healing the individual. And it is a love poetry book. It has a lot of faith principles mixed with poetry. So I really think that sums it up without me trying to squint and read the paragraph on here. But what I like is this ChatGPT moment that was created for these images was based off of just everyday posts I've created already using ChatGPT, and they're pretty accurate. If you go into a Barnes and Nobles, it pretty much looks like that. And if you're doing an event, that's pretty much what a flyer would look like. So I feel blessed to kind of have this moment of manifestation, because I feel like as a young writer, not someone who's done everything that you can do at writing, it's good to push yourself to dream and to achieve more with your writing. So I don't know who may view this. I may share the video on my story, but I want it to be known that there's nothing impossible with God. And just because today you're might just be publishing your poetry on Amazon, you may be doing what you can, doesn't mean that another door can't open for you. So that's why I was really excited to go live. I didn't know what I'd talk about, but it hit my heart that I should talk about manifestation. A lot of this has to do with the amazing things that God is capable of, and how he's been blessing me in such a short amount of time. with my writing. I did not know some of the doors would open that have opened. I'm going to be published here soon again. And it kind of feels like I should say one more thing before I go to the next picture. A lot of times we don't see how tangible blessings are, how solid they feel in your hand. A book, when you're an author, you don't get that feeling that something is small. When you first get your book out the packaging and you hold it in your hand, you are manifesting something real that you worked so hard on. Every word, every sentence is yours. So manifestation is definitely something I think that's real, tangible, and lines up biblically with God's word. Let me put another picture up. So, one thing about manifestation is to be fearless. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to have fear and bad days and stuff like that. That just means you make a choice to live by faith. So I always end my lives with a picture of Kyla. One thing I've noticed about Kyla is her image is slowly becoming more and more realistic, which is not by a conscious effort. It's because the more I share my artwork, the more I learn from others around me, and that really helps me sharpen my artistic eye. And also, when I see something I could add detail wise, I'm able to add it to my mental health mascot. So I feel deeply that with manifestation, it has a lot to do with not being fearful. Because a lot of times fear and insecurity can lead us to not trust that we have the ability to manifest the things that God has for us. But it says in the picture, faith is trusting God even when you can't see the whole path. Because if you look, Kyla's positioned on the path, so it's really hard to see the whole path of her sitting there. But we know we are precious. We have dominion. Even if you don't believe in God or not, you know that you're wonderfully and creatively made. You know that you have moms, dads, a family. And I think a lot of times the fear that comes in is when we don't trust that we can manifest the things that we want. And we don't think that we're capable of doing the things that we want to do. So every day I have been doing my prayer journal. I have not missed a day so far in a couple weeks. And it's helping me grow. And when you find something that kind of is a staple that reminds you of how to manifest the things you want, it's always good to add it. Some people need to take a walk. Some people need a cup of coffee. Sometimes that path is not found standing up. It might be in your prayer closet, knelt before God. So I I'm excited about this image here. Hope, courage, faith. God's grace strengthens me. Today I will walk by faith, not give up, trust God, keep believing. I choose to trust him. I'm a true poet because I am like a man after God's own heart, David. How we're like David is we trust God and we do what he tells us to do. So I'm going to share this in my feed, in my channel, and I hope you had a blessed weekend and Sunday.